Okay. Well, I'm going to do one, I'll call this my final video on the Menards switch. So what I ended up doing, under here, these two tabs, there's a blue wire and a green wire, or vice versa, whichever one. So when you take this machine off and put it on the other side, you have to reverse these two wires. Now, they're not little pull-on tabs like I thought they were. They're a tab, but they've got a hole and a soldered wire to it. So what I did, I just cut it in here and extended a couple of wires in between them and switched them. And so now, it seems to be working pretty good. Like so. I'm going to do this with one hand and put it on there, and now the auto derail works. Okay, even working with the push button. Let's see. Yeah, go on this side and close it. Okay, approaching. It works. Okay, so it took me a while too to figure out a couple of things. Mechanically, the trains seem to run through the switch pretty smooth, even though that frog is kind of shallow. The more modern stuff, I say modern, I don't mean modern like in prototype modern, I mean like modern equipment. You know, like I said, I tried a different Marks engine. It's still, it won't go through that frog. It just won't do it. So besides switching these two wires, you got to make sure. So I noticed a couple times me messing with this, it gets pushed down. It will keep this machine from flipping. So I have to pull it up, and to where I can just see a crack of light down there. That's where I'm leaving it, and it seems to work, just fine. But when I first switched these wires, I put this on, this would not flip this machine. So I'm using a Z750. Now I don't know why, but when I turn this all the way on and give it full power, those push buttons would not work on that machine. So I backed it off down here, because this is where I run a lot of my line chief stuff, because it allows you to have a lot more slow speed control. All of a sudden, with a lower voltage, this thing's working like a charm. So I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know whether it's designed for a lower voltage, but I don't remember reading anything in there, because if it's running off track voltage, it's going to be going up and down anyway. But it seems to prefer lower voltage. So anyway, if you do, like I said, switch this side, just a couple things you got to do. You do have to reverse these wires. You can either unsolder them and switch them, which, if you're good at soldering, that's fine. I'm not that great. I did it on one of them because the wire just came off. It's a very fine wire, very, very fine, like 24, maybe 26. I don't know, it's a very small, flexible, at least it's flexible wire. And I forgot what I was going to say. Yeah, switch those. And it does, like I said, when it's on this side, the lantern's correct now. So I guess because they're using one machine for their left and their right, they didn't allow for a polarity reversing or something. Anyway, now I don't know about the right-hand machines. The right-hand machine, I would think, since this is, well, maybe not though. Maybe it's reverse on it too. Maybe one of y'all have got one, So anyway, Thomas runs through there okay. I mean, he never does run great on through switches anyway, unless it's maybe these American Flyers I've got with a solid frog. I don't have any problem with those. Anyway, after a little bit of frustrating work and figuring it out, just keep that in mind if you switch the switch machine to one side. it might even be worth an investment of just not even using this and put some other type of machine on here and rewire it, you know, through a tortoise or something. I don't know. That's beyond what I like to do. I like to just put stuff together and be done with it. But in fact, it remains to be seen about how much room you've got with this big old honking wide machine. I wish they could have ran this like K-Line did down the side here. Now that would have been great, you know. But this was probably a whole lot cheaper to do, and it's replaceable actually. You know, if it does go out. Don't know about replacement parts yet, but this thing is kind of electrically finicky. So I'm gonna get together an email for their feedback at Menards, and hopefully maybe get whoever's taking the emails to maybe just watch my videos. That would be a lot easier than trying to explain it all on paper or on email. Boy, we don't use paper anymore, do we? Oh man, sucks to get old. All right, well, I say that's my last video. If something else comes up with this, I'll put it on here. But I mean, I like them because they're so clean and simple. There's not a whole lot to them, and the wiring's pretty, you know, pretty simple. How long this machine will last, who knows? It's got plastic teeth, you know, on the gearing, kind of like the F units have on their locomotives. That remains to be seen too, I guess. Any of y'all that bought the F unit, I haven't bought any of them yet. I was waiting to see if they was going to put metal gears in it. But anyway, that's all for now. If you got any questions, just put it in the comment and I'll see if I can answer it.